So apparently there is a pitch for the Rattlesnake versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, I believe night 2. I'm going to read this article and kind of give you my thoughts on this. Before we get started, hit the subscribe button if you're new. Let's get into this article. This comes from Wrestling Co. So this says here on the headline that WWE has made an enormous money offer, cha-ching, for Stone Cold Steve Austin to wrestle Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. All right, it says here, last week, Dave Meltzer reported that The Rock is unlikely to do WrestleMania this year. No surprise to me at all. I didn't think he was going to do it at all. But because he does, it's because he does not feel like he can get into ring shape by that time. Yeah, WrestleMania is in 2-3 months. So yeah, that's not enough time to get in shape. But I guess I feel like The Rock is always in shape. Like I follow him on Instagram and he's always doing something healthy. So he says he's always doing something healthy. I would assume that he's healthy and like just in shape. But I guess it don't always work like that. I thought the Iron Paradise kept them together, but that's neither here nor there. It says here, there is a mess of story on Fightful Select about a pitch made to Stone Cold Steve Austin. Fightful reports that a pitch was made for Austin versus Roman Reigns, and the offer made to Austin is for enormous money. Wow, you know what that means? That means that's M's, millions, buku, cheddar, fetty, guap, whatever you want to call it. They offered them to him. I don't mind if they want to deposit that in my account. I'll wrestle Roman Reigns. If Austin don't want it, I'll take it. The money that was being offered to Austin is apparently more than what was offered to him last year. Fightful reports that last summer, Austin was approached with a deal that was not as appealing from a financial standpoint. There is no word on if Austin has or plans to accept the offer. Now, these are rumors, so, you know, we could take these things lightly. It doesn't mean anything. But how do I feel about this? How do I feel about a match between a Rattlesnake and Roman Reigns at WrestleMania? Personally, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. It's not that I don't want to see Stone Cold Steve Austin at WrestleMania again. It doesn't mean that I don't want Reigns to have a big moment. But if we want to be honest with ourselves, as much as we all love the match between Austin and Kevin Owens last year, you seen Stone Cold Steve Austin was kind of moving around like he was underwater. Like let's be honest about it. And that's no disrespect to the legend, but let's be honest about the way he's moving around. And for him to move around like that in a match with Kevin Owens, we're talking about a year later. I don't think you just all of a sudden gain speed. You don't just turn into the Flash after moving around like that last year. And you're talking about him getting into a match with somebody who's going to hit him with a spear, you know, or hit him with some type of punch or anything. And I don't want to see Stone Cold Steve Austin get hurt in the ring. I hate when that happens. And ultimately, though, the biggest thing of it all, I just don't like. I would feel bad for Kevin Owens. Because as we know, Kevin Owens, he hasn't had a belt since 2017. And I think that was like the United States Championship. And most people were upset with him because he re-signed with WWE. They're like, why are you re-signing if you didn't get a title run and blah, blah, blah. And I get where they come from. To me, title runs don't mean everything. You know, there's some wrestlers who are amazing without these enormous title runs and still become legends and Hall of Famers. I mean, just recently, Shelton Benjamin, he's shooing for the Hall of Fame for me. And he hasn't had like enormous main title runs that people think that everyone should have in order to get in there. I think if you do it, and also a title run doesn't guarantee that you'll have a good title run, and it doesn't guarantee that you'll stay in the company. So it helps, it enhances people, but it isn't everything. And in my personal opinion, I think the match with Stone Cold Steve Austin coming out of retirement at WrestleMania was a big momentous occasion that anybody would want on their resume. And to some degree, you can agree that it might be as good or better than a pretty decent title run, right? No one else has done it. So to repeat that with another wrestler, I think it would just be awkward. You know, it would be awkward. It won't take away from Kevin Owens, but it would just be like, okay, why get him to retire and come back and retire and come back again for another wrestler? Let Kevin Owens just have that moment. Have Roman Reigns wrestle the people he was supposed to wrestle, like Cody Rhodes or whoever else they plan for him to wrestle on night 2. Because obviously The Rock's not coming in. I just hope he doesn't wrestle The Undertaker. That's just all. But anyways, what do you guys think? Do you think this would be a good idea to have the Rattlesnake wrestle Roman Reigns in 2023 at WrestleMania? Let me know in the comment section. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thank you so much. Salute. Peace. Have a good